Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, we're going to be doing this card sketch. I got it off of Pinterest. So there's no measurements, but you can pause here and get some ideas. Now, if this is your first time, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. So that way you get alerts whenever I upload new content. Okay, so we're going to hop on in, continuing on with the 70s paper line. So I'm just going to move that to the side. And as soon as I saw this paper, I knew. I was like, okay, it's going to be on the background of one of these cards for this series because I just love that pattern. I don't know why. I feel like I've seen it maybe in curtains or maybe even pants. I don't know. But it's very nostalgic, if that makes any sense. Okay, so we put down some tape runner and I'm putting wet glue to give me time to mat my pattern paper, which is sized at 4 by 5 1/4, and then the mat is 4 3/8. No, it's not 4 3/8. I just totally lost my concentration there. It's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And that's the mat size. Okay, so the black paper is the 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, it's just a little bit bigger than the pattern paper. Woo, I almost confused myself there. And you see me here fighting with my art glitter glue. All of a sudden, as I get closer to the winter months, I'm starting to have problems with my art glitter glue. I don't know why. It's driving me nuts. But you'll see, I'll wind up, I think I make it through, but I do wind up changing my glue bottle. Maybe not in these videos, but probably by the next ones. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're getting ready to do the strip that's going to go across the middle. And this one, we're using the backside of the cassette tape paper. There it is. So I had put it in some fine line, in my fine line bottle, the art glitter glue. So it's the same glue, it's just in a different bottle. So far, so good. It is working and I'm happy with it. So it wants to try and give me a little problems, but you know, it's okay. I'm able to squeeze and get the glue out. So that's all I care about. So why I do that, because I know some of you are always perplexed by the fact that I use both, it's just that it gives me a little bit of wiggle room time to move items on my paper. If I need to pull it off quickly, I can do so without the risk of ruining my card. All right, so now we have our banner there. And then I stamped off camera these 2 leaves. Now, almost every fall you see me use these leaves. They are from Concord and Knife. It's probably one of my favorite stamps, and I use it every fall season because I just love the style of it. I don't know if you guys have stamps like that, if you're an avid stamp user. There's always those few where they just speak to you. Now, when I did that one, it kind of cut off weird. So that's why I put it on the bottom and I'm putting this other one on top. So that way it kind of hides the fact that that bottom part of the leaf wasn't right. All right. And then for this one, I decided, you know what, let me get the foam out and let's give this one a little bit of height, right? Now, depending on the foams that you use, obviously some have more thickness, so you get a little bit more dimension. This particular foam tape that I got is really thick. It's almost on the small squares that I usually use, I want to say it's almost 2 or 3 of those on top of each other thick. It's super thick. Now for the outside parts where I'm putting it, and I'm sorry it's off camera, I do wind up having to take the top paper off, so it allows me to manipulate it so that way it's following the curve of the leaf. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm sorry I didn't realize I was this far off camera, but it's just me and the foam tape fighting. Okay, so now that I got the foam situation handled, I am going to put a little bit of glue on the back of the foam pieces. And then we're going to put this down, which will allow me to kind of get my angle right. And I can kind of move it around if I need to slide, like slide it up and down, or not up and down, left or right. That wet glue gives me that little bit of time. Now on the sentiment, I use some old punches that I still love to use. I love how it looks. I want to say the one is like a word window punch, and then I have another punch that sort of like creates a background to it. You'll see it here in a second. I'm trying to get a piece of foam to put on the back of it. I'm going to trim it down a little bit and put it on the back. Cut one more piece here. All right. And then we're going to take the backings off and attach that. And I like how this looks because it frames the window punch. You could just use that piece, but it always feels like it needs something behind it. So that's why I like this particular punch. And I chose Thinking of You for the sentiment. And then we're just going to grab, for the 3 sprinkles, the 3 at the bottom and the 3 up in the upper left, I'm just going to grab the 3 sizes of gems from this gem set. Now this gem set is from, this one is Picket Fence. You know what? I think in the other video I said those were Picket Fence, but those were Pink Fresh. You know what? Their names are so close. It's so crazy. Like, I can't. But these are definitely Picket Fence. If you saw last week's video, those gems were Pink Fresh, not Picket Fence. They're too similar. One of the P companies, y'all. Okay? So we're just going to use the my little wand to pick them up and put them down in the glue. Sometimes the super tiny one likes to be a little bit of a pain, but using the fine line bottle definitely helps allow me to put just a small dot instead of having too much glue for our gems here. There we go. And then one more. Boop. And there you go. Now I see why Kathy Zielski does that. I did not mean to copy her. If you watch her, that came out by accident. It was an accidental boop, okay? All right, and then that is the card. So even though they show it with Christmas trees, we used 2 large leaves and created the similar pattern. And I like how it turned out. And then this is the second card. Now on this one, it's hard to see in the video, but there's a little bit of a shimmer. I used the Delicata gold in the gold glitz for the background, where I used the sort of like the rusty orange color on the main one that we did in the video. It's really subtle, but it's really pretty. And I like that particular leaf in just black and white too. So I thought that was a really good show, you just leaving it plain and then showing, giving it a little pizzazz with color. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Definitely please leave a comment down below, hit the like and subscribe button, and I hope to see you guys with our next video, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend.